Hello and welcome to Kion Lab. In this video, we are going to see entity relationship model. This is the part 2 of this entity relationship model, where we are going to discuss relationship types. Now there are, it has been called as constraints on relationship types. Constraints, we are going to limit some information. Everything we cannot be considered, so we are trying to set some constraints on relationship types. Now there are two types of constraints we can add on the relationship types. So first one is categorized as cardinality ratio and second one is called as the participation ratio. Now cardinality ratio, the type 1 constraint is many to many, and by default it could be many to many. Now here example, you can see employee works in department. So this is a type of many to many relationship. Employee works in, it will be represented something like this in entity relationship diagram. Employee, employees and departments. And it would be represented like this. Works in. So many to many. A employee can work more than one department. So here it could be greater than or equal to 0. And department have more than one employees. So this would be many to many relationship. So this is the first type of a cardinality ratio. Second one is many to one. It could be represented something like this, many to one. So employees works in department. Employees, this first entity, and second one is department and works in. This is the relationship. So many to one relationship, you can observe here something like this, the arrow. In case of many to one relationship, we are supposed to put the arrow. Now how this will work? Employee can work at most one department, many to one, and department can have many employees. So many to one relationship, it would be represented by putting a arrow towards this many. A employee can work at most one department and department can have more than one employees. One to many relationship, again the same example, employees works in department. So entity, this is relationship and this is entity. Employees departments works in. Now here one to many, employee can work more than one department. So this is one to many relationship, or this is the type 3 cardinality ratio which can be performed on a relationship. And the last type is one to one. And here the relationship works in. Now you can observe the arrows. Sorry, employee works in departments. So you can observe here one to one. In case of one to one relationship, an employee can work with one department and department can have one employee. This is not actually the best example The best example of one-to-one relationship is college can have a principal, a school can have a principal. So the only one principal can be appointed in a school, or a school can have only one principal. So this is the best example. Next one, participation constraint. Now participation, if entities, how many entities are participating in the relationship, so this is called as the participation. So it could be again categorized into two types: partial participation and total participation. In case of the partial participation, only some entities in E participate in relationship in R, and in total participation all entities would participate in the relation R. So participation of an entity set E in the relationship set R is said to be total if every entity in E participates in at least one relationship in R. So means the entity have its existence, which is true in total participation and which is not true in partial participation. We can see here the example. Total participation, suppose it would be represented something like this. We have entity set, and here we have relationship. So we have entity E, and it can have entity set E1, E2, E3. This is another entity set, entity set D. We have D1, D2, and here relationship. We have relationship set R1, R2, and R3. In case of total participation, all entities are participating in the relationship. So E1, E2, E3, and D1, D2. So each and every entity in the entity set is going to participate in the relationship. So that would be called as the participation. So entity have its existence into the relationship. In case of partial participation, you can see the example here. Similar example we can take entity and relationship. Same example, entity set E, entity set D, relationship So I have entity set E1, entities E1, E2, E3, relationship set R1, R2, R3, and we have D1, D2, and D3. So this entity from entity set E is going to participate in the respective relation, and here it is going to participate in the relation. But this entity D3 is not going to participate in the relationship set. So that's what it is called as the partial participation. So D3, this entity from the entity set D, don't have its existence. That's what it has been called as the partial participation. So this is altogether the today's video. Here we can summarize it something like this. Entity relationship, it can be categorized into two types based on this cardinality and participation. Now cardinality categorized into four types: one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many. And participation again categorized into two types: total and partial. So this is altogether today's video is about. So thank you very much. If you like my video, please share and subscribe it. Thank you.